You're welcome. Join the high table, please. Yes. No, you are a special guest to us, please. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. You're welcome to this important function where we are to launch the Tvet information system. And we thank everybody who is here for this special event. I'm David Mugume, the Director of ICT in WDA, who will be moderating during this function. So we are honored to be with the Chairman of the Board of WDA, Mr. John Bones Bideri, and the DJ, WDA, the COICA representative, and the GIZ representative, but who are here on a very special issue because these are the main supporters of the TA Pool Fund, which is the fund that has supported the development of this Tvet information system we are to launch now. So we recognize their support, and we are very grateful for that. We have also Lob, who represented NAFIC. NAFIC has been supportive towards this Tvet information system, especially in the capacity building. Thank you for that. And we welcome everybody here. I will not mention whoever is around by the names or by the institutions they are from, but you are welcome. So I think I'm just here as a moderator, but in just a few minutes I'll be asking the DG of WDA to come and give a welcome remarks to the people who have joined us for this. Thank you, Mr. DG, welcome.
Good afternoon. The chairman of the board, dear development partners, today particularly the GIZ, we chair the DPs or which represent the development partners under Tvet system, and also the Korea today who have supported this exercise. But of course, most of you are here today. It's a Tvet family. So I can say number of development partners, the heads of institution, the IPRCs, technical secondary schools, VTCs, and also the University of Rwanda. Good afternoon once again. Today, it's a milestone. It's a final destination of the long journey which we started of making sure that the Rwanda continue to move ahead in the ICT. The Ministry of Education continue to move ahead in its planning, but particularly with Tvet or with WDA, where we want to have one-stop center when it comes to information sharing or information gathering. For the past 1 year, we started thinking on how easily can we work together, or how easily other ministry or other agencies or anybody who wants any particular information in Tvet would be able to get, but particularly this information which have to be updated in real time. So today I think it's a climax of this exercise. Internally, we have tested it. Internally, we have gone through it. Internally, we have involved all the schools, all the institutions, in order to make sure that once this application is developed, or once this software will start to be implemented, we will have the right information. And I'm happy also to thank you to avail your staff in order to make sure that we have people who will be conversant, we have people who will be able to use this data. So, Honorable Chairman, I'm happy to announce that we have also trained people in the future who will be using this system. So I'm not going to take much of your time, but I want again to welcome you and also to thank you to honor our invitation so that we going to look into this system. And this system is still having room to improve, having room so that any comment from today, from tomorrow, which can be also be included so that we are flexible to accommodate that. So I would now want that we focus much in terms of its content, what it contains, and also see what is capable of doing. I think that is the next agenda on an item. And then, of course, as the time goes, we'll be able to have time to share and also to exchange the views. So I would like again to welcome you and wish you a nice stay, and also would like to hear your contribution and also comment in order to continue to improve this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, DJ. That was a good remarks. And so we are here, as I mentioned earlier on, where we have people who have been supportive, who have sponsored this development of this system. That is the TAPL fund, but which is, in actual case, there was COICA and GIZ. So we want a representative of that family to say a word, make a mark. So, Madam Petra, can you say something?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and also good afternoon. Chairman WDA, DGWA, COICA, and all representatives of IPRC, other institutions, DPs here. Yes, I think it's a very, very important afternoon today because we started some time ago to discuss about the Tvet information system, and I know as this WDA put a lot of work and commitment into it, and I think it is a very, very important and useful tool for the whole development of the Tvet system, because I think what we are going to see is a quite, it's a comprehensive overview about all Tvet schools, about teachers, about infrastructure. So I think it's a very important base also for further policy recommendations and decisions. So perhaps what is really interesting is also this is perhaps a product of a very innovative tool, because I think it's a first finished product of the TA Pool Fund. You know, we COICA, together with German Development Corporation and WDA and the government of Rwanda, started a new initiative, and this means different development partners are coming together to put money into, and resources, financial resources, into a pool, and the TA pooled fund, so this means different development partners are contributing, is being managed by WDA. And also the whole products are developed by WDA. So it's not really financial contribution, it's some kind of technical contribution, but in another way to do it. And so I would like to congratulate also WDA that we have, let's say, perhaps we have a lot of products already, but it's a really big and comprehensive product, which for sure has a lot of impact into capacity building also of the whole Tvet system. So thank you very much also for pushing this initiative forward, and I think it will be very interesting for all of us to have a look at it and to start using it as soon as possible. So thank you very much, Murat Kozicani, and I would like to give it back to you.
Thank you very much, Madam Petra. Now we are, thank you very much, Madam Petra, once again. So now we have reached a very exciting moment, which is the main reason why you are here. That is the launch. And it's going to be done in this way. The guest of honor is going to come here, and then he'll be starting over the launch. So he'll be get a seat here. And of course, he'll be accompanied by, you can come and give him. So, yes, Emma, please come and the chairman will get seated. So, Emma. He is the main man behind the development of a Tvet information system. I think the rest you have to see what they're doing over on the screen. So the Tvet information system is linked to WDA website. So in order to access it, just go, you can see WDA website, then Tvet information system. That's the landing page. Please, let's give it a hand clap. That's the landing page for the Tvet information system. You can look at it. There are the links. We have the dashboard. We have the login. The dashboard is just for statistical and summary and the public data. This is the data that can be accessed by everybody. Then there's a login where authorized users and with credentials who can log in to see the private information. Then you have the Tvet GIS. This is a Tvet Geographic Information System map. And you have the online support and documentation. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for this. So I think I can get seated now. I think this time they'll shift. Chairman. So they're going to demonstrate to us how the system will be working or how people will be using it. So Emmanuel Mugalula is our consultant, the developer, so he's going to go through the system. Please go ahead and say something. Are you okay?
Yes, I was able to turn it on. It is on. Yeah, it's not working. Good afternoon. My name's Emmanuel Mugara, and I'm going to briefly take you through a presentation of the Tvet information system. And before we begin, I need to start off by going through a PowerPoint presentation that provides a summary of the capabilities of the system, and then we'll go through a live demonstration of the system. Okay, to begin off, the architecture or the idea behind the system is threefold. It was mainly built to achieve three objectives. The first one was to be a management information system that would be used by the key stakeholders, such as the Ministry of Education and WDA, to inform strategies, policies, and planning for the Tvet subsector. The second key objective was to produce a school-based information system for all the Tvet providers in the country. And here we are talking about the polytechnics, the vocational training centers, and the technical secondary schools. And then the other key objective was to be a primary source of information and data for stakeholders. So as we go through the system and this presentation, those are the key objectives of the system. Now, to build the system, we based it around 3 key aspects. The first was school management, student management, staff management, and of course there are other complementary aspects to the Tvet subsystem, such as curriculum management, examination management, and a lot of other aspects. How the system works is that we engage with the schools on a number of key aspects. For example, in school management, we look at the primary information of the schools. We enable them to do applications for accreditation and quality assurance online. We enable them to do standards and guidelines so that there is a one-stop center for all these issues and guidelines, standards, and resources that pertain to Tvet. Admission requirements for schools can now be gotten onto the system. Also, informal learning centers, their management and information pertaining to them. We've also made it possible for students, prospective students who want to come into the Tvet system to apply to the schools online. And in addition, of course, we have information relating to school partners and Tvet expos. Now, to enable day-to-day management of schools by the school authorities, we also have a very detailed management aspect relating to facilities and infrastructure information, where we help school managers manage their building information, their assets, key infrastructure information. In addition to that, we also have made it possible, in order to encourage them to use it on a more day-to-day basis, we've made it possible for them to manage their expenses, their revenues. They can also forecast these and see the performance of all these key aspects of the schools. And there are a lot of other key aspects that we manage on the school. For staff management, here we capture everything that has been done manually in the school. For example, generating staff profiles, if the staff have done industrial attachment, their qualifications, their work experience, discipline, classroom management. We've put all this capability in the system, and from now moving forward, all these things that were done manually before will be done using this system that we built. We also have the last key aspect being student management, where we manage everything. The student has everything that pertains to the student, including where they're doing the industrial attachment. The system also enables school managers and also WDA and the ministry to track these people. Once they've left the Tvet system, we can track where they've gone to either work as alumni, or if they've entered into some other kind of education system, etc. The system is able to track all these things in addition to other things like academic information, discipline, and also showing the full academic history of the student. In addition to the key information the key aspects that we talked about, the system also enables us to access a number of key reports. And these are in a number of formats, these being the graphical reports, where you get graphs such as that one, and in addition to the graph, you can get both the graph and the information that represents it. So the graphs are very, they're intelligent in such a way that you don't rely on the final information, but you can dig deep to see where the information is coming from. And in addition to that, we also have data that is in tabular format. And if you find that our system lacks a report in a custom way that you require it, then you're also able to build your own report from scratch. Okay. Okay. The other very key, interesting aspect of our system is the Tvet GIS map, like you see here. And what this map does is we've made it very, very functional. The first thing is you can see, you can find the location and key information that pertains to all these schools. And in addition to that, you have a number of views. You can see either the infrastructure view to see what is near the school. For example, health facilities, we're going to see a live map demonstrating all these aspects. And in addition to that, you can, instead of going to the school right now to measure key aspects of the school, for example, distances from key national facilities like health facilities, administrative entities, you're able to do all this on a map. So it will, if used well, it will cut down on the work that has been done manually. To conclude, I need to take you through a live demonstration of the system and also show you how the system will be accessed. Okay, I'll take you back briefly. To access the system, like the guest of honor did, you go to the WDA website, and there you'll find the link to the system under the menu that says Tvet information. You can either use that link or use the link that we've provided here. And once you click on it, it takes you right to the system. We have 4 links. We have the dashboard that provides public information, the login, the GIS, and the help desk. The help desk is to enable us to interact more with our end users and stakeholders in case there are any questions that you require. So for demonstration purposes, we go to the dashboard, and that takes us there. Okay, so this is our dashboard, and even before you enter the system, or even before you require a username and password, there is key information that you can access. And from here, you can see the number of schools, the number of staff that have been entered in the system, and a lot of other key information. And our graphs are also very informative to you as users. And once you meet a graph that you want to interact with, you simply click on the aspect of what the information you're interested in, and the information will always pop up on the right-hand side. As you can see right now, I have a VTC. I have a list of showing my VTCs, so if I click here, it will change to the TSSs. So we've made the system very rich in nature so that it's as helpful to you as possible. Other key information that you public members can access, for example, the schools list. You're able to go to the school's information. If you want to view detailed information pertaining the school, you're able to click on the icons to see key information regarding the school. And the other key aspect of the system is we put something called a filter panel on the left. As you can see, we have a lot of information in the system. For example, 384 schools. So if you don't want to go through this, then you're able to use the system's intelligence to kind of filter out. For example, if you're interested in schools, say in Nyamasheke, okay. Let me zoom out. Let me zoom in a bit so that it's clear. Okay, I hope that's a bit better. Okay, yeah. So if you're here and you need to kind of drill into, if you have something specific you're looking for, you can either use our filter panels where you type in the names of the school you're looking for, and as long as you know part or all the name that you're looking for, the system automatically go there. Or for example, if you're looking for polytechnics, you only click there and the system will go in directly for you. And okay, I'd search for IPRC. So if I search again, then to give me all the polytechnics. So the system is intelligent in that way. And part of the other publicly accessed information are the reports that we talked about. And these in the formats that we talked about. And what we probably need to go through are the tabular data. Now you'll find that the system also enables you to work with limited views for so much information. For example, here I'm only looking at a report of my schools per province, and on the same page I'm able to change the parameters on which I'm viewing this data. Instead of the school types, I'm able to see the status, the province, the ownership. So it is so much and pretty organized and to the point. The other functionality is the ability to enable those with the right information to, for example, access examination results, national exam results. And these, as long as you have the right information, one of them being the index number, you're able to quickly view your results. Now, let me log in quickly to show you some of the privileged information that's accessible. I'll be quick. Okay, so if you notice that there is information that you're not able to access as a guest user. Part of this is the key information that you can't access being the staff list, for example, and the student list. The reason being that these are this is key private data, so it's only accessible to people with the right credentials. And okay, so I'll not go through these menus in detail, but you can see that the system is very detailed, and you're able to see to work with so much information. Short courses, the National Employment Program, we're also able to track this. And let's see something a bit about the staff information. Now, key to mention is that the system is built both as a tool for WDA and the schools. The schools are able to access only the information that they will work with on a day-to-day basis. And then the WDA is also able to access information that it needs to execute its mandate. So these are our staff lists, and the information comes out in a very clear format, very informative, and very up to the point, so that it's able to fulfill the operational needs of the users. And then it also helps us to perform other key aspects of management, for example, retirement planning. Now, decision makers will be able to know how many people do I have to retirement, when are they retiring, how often do I need to recruit, etc. Like we mentioned before, in addition to managing student profiles, we manage them even after they've left the system, so that we're able to track them and they feed into our planning processes and all other processes. Now, to wrap up, I need to also show you. We need to introduce the GIS map to show you the functionality of what we've built under the hood. Okay, this is our map. As you can see, we've optimized it to load and be functional even in a limited internet areas. What we have here is the GIS map of the Tvet schools in the country. The default view, as you can see, is a representation of Rwanda with markings showing where all the schools are. Now, we also have a panel here on the left that has most of our key operational areas. Now, what we do is when we go to our key here, it shows that my yellows represent a marking of all the schools. Now, if I'm not interested in all the schools and I'm only interested in, for example, my vocational training centers, then I unmark that and I, for example, choose polytechnics, if those are the ones I want, and it will show me the markings of where the polytechnics are. Or if I'm not interested in that and I'm interested in the technical secondary schools, then I also choose that. And once I have the right information showing, I can further choose a point and say I want to know details about this school. And then on the left, it will show me details relating to that school. And then I can further explore it. And as we are still here, we also have a tool called object selection, and you can either search for a school manually, or you can do it automatically, where you put the name, and once you select, it also takes you there. But continuing on our map and its capability, we've also made sure that if you're a user, you want to know the location of the schools, but also its reference to key national infrastructure. Some of this being, for example, the health facilities. So if you want to know, for example, the location of these schools in reference to health facilities, for example, you select this health facilities link, and then the health facilities will come. Let me zoom in a bit to make it more clear. The health facilities are a lot more, so they make the map kind of crowded. And okay. As we can see, as you zoom in further, the map keeps on providing more information regarding where the cell or the sector where the schools are located. And if you don't want to view all that information, we have a panel here called administrative boundaries. And what you simply do is you unselect the markings that you're not interested in. And for our purposes here, we are not interested in the cells, since they are crowding our map. And we probably, for clarity, let's get rid of those sectors. So, okay. So now we are left with the districts. If I zoom out a bit, you'll see my districts. Okay. So, like we said before, we've made sure that the map is very informative in such a way that you can compare, for example, the location of the school to health facilities. And when I do that, then I'll get my health facilities in green. I can also see how far these schools are from the national roads, from the district roads, from the other roads. And since electricity is a key enablement to all the schools, then I can also see how far my schools are from the national grid. So you're able to do very proper planning to enable planning. Okay. Now. Okay, I also need to show you briefly how you'd conduct other key aspects of the planning process using the system. And what I need to briefly demonstrate is how users will be able to conduct key tasks. For example, how do I know the surface area of this school? Do they have enough land to expand? How far are they from the road, etc.? So the system enables us to perform such key tasks by okay. The system enables us to perform such key tasks by incorporating a number of tools, and we said that there are two ways of searching for a school. One of them is to search automatically, but the other one is the manual way, which might be of interest to us. So as I conclude, I'll show you that briefly. What I want to do is to search for a school, Rwanda Hospitality Academy, and I'll zoom into it, and I'll see its key aspects. Okay, okay. Or let's use the IPRC since it has a very big compound. So as I zoom in, my information becomes more clear. And currently, I'm looking for the IPRC of Kigali. As I zoom in, it keeps on getting more clear and more clear. Okay. Okay. So this is what the system gives me for this IPRC that I've selected. Now, I have that view that shows me where the road is, where all other things that have been mapped are, but I can also get a more clearer infrastructure view to show me exactly the state of the buildings, how they're made, and a lot of other key information. Now, with this information already, I'm able to do things like if I want to know how big this school is, or how the length of, for example, their football field. That would be simple with this map now. You wouldn't have to travel there. And what I do is I'll simply come to my tools list, and I'll simply pick the right tool, and I'll say what's the length of the field from there to there. And the system will quickly tell me that it's 111 meters. Of course, given some tolerance. So you can see that even without going to the IPRC to physically measure their field length, you're able to generate quickly this information. And then I'm also able to say how big is the school if they wanted to expand, given the number of students. So I'm able to quickly get a tool that measures my surface area, and I'll do that. And okay, okay, okay. Okay, and as you can see, the system, the tools are very user-friendly, and the tools are very user-friendly, and you don't have to be trained to figure this out. So that's the premise on which we've built this system. As I conclude, I want to only highlight that you can search on any aspect: the name, the cell, the district, the province, the sector. And in addition, if you want to undertake a customized query, you can also do that on our map using any of the key aspects of the system that we included. To conclude, we have I also need to mention that if you found the view on the map that you want, you can quickly print it out using our print icon, and you're able to use it for other needs. So this is helpful in so many ways. To conclude, I need to say that our help desk system is very active, and we are very responsive to user needs. So we'll always look to improve on this and more. Thank you very much. No, it might fail.
Thank you very much, Mr. Emma. That was a very good presentation, and I hope everybody has been following, and I think this is a very enticing system. And I think we should give time for people to ask some few questions about the system, so that whatever your question and input, this is not the end of the system, but this is just the beginning. As we use the system more, and as you give the feedback, we make it a better usable system. So let's have the members to give us the comments, suggestions, and questions, please. The floor is yours. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Bajpai is from UNR.
Yeah, I am Dr. Gaurav Bajpai, Head of Computer Engineering from UR. I want to ask you a question about how frequently you intend to update the data on this system, because that will be crucial. How frequently you want to update the data on the system, and are these maps static or they are dynamic? Because obviously, if I start building something, it should start reflecting that. But that for my instance, it will not happen here.
Thank you, Mr. Bajpai. Shall we take more questions? Or?
Thank you. My name is Pacific Karinda. I'm from Labor Market Information System. I would like to ask how, in terms of percentage, how big is the database? Are you already populated the database on 100%, or what percentage have you achieved? Thank you.
Any more questions? Can you take up that?
Sorry. Okay. About the frequency of updates, the key design philosophy of the system was to ensure that it is designed in such a way that it is a tool for daily use by the school managers, and this is our key primary source of information. So by making it very useful for them and enabling them to have continuous access, we hope that the updates will be real time in such a way that once things happen at school level, we are also able to access them immediately. Now about the map, we have linked the data that we use on our map comes directly from the database. So changes in the database should automatically reflect on the map. Now about the percentage of information that has been entered in the system, we've been working continuously with the school managers from when we finished testing and everything to date, and key information is in the range of 60 to 80% of the data. Of course, it's too much that we've asked from them, given that's a whole new process. So the other 20 or so % will be entered over time, but we're around 70, 80%.
More question?
Here, actually, I have a question, and my name is Galakan, labor market. I'm a labor market economist in charge of research from Ministry of Public Service and Labor. And I want to ask just a question about their students and student profile and the staff. On staff, we have found that in a high school and this technical school included, there is really a high rate of teaching staff turnover due to different factors that are pushing them to leave the career. So I want to know if in the school management, there is any way you just put that factor so that people can access to know how many teachers will leave the school, because it affects the performance of school. And also in the universities, like these EPLCs, some students can have the power courses. They can just have courses in the other university or the other organs so that they can earn different certificates. So when we see them on an information system, they will be regarded like they are certified as technician from those IPRs, where some other students have the other qualifications. So did you consider the way you can just mention other qualification from the other institutions for their students. Actually, those are my two questions. Thank you.
I think sometimes I will chip in regarding the turnover of the teachers. I think as this is a school-based information system, so each school has someone to do the daily update of the system. So whether a new teacher or trainer is recruited or he has resigned, the same person at the school will be instantly update the system. So the rate of turnover doesn't affect the system because this is an automated system which is dynamic. So every time there is a change in the school, whether the trainer leaving the school or a new person being recruited, the system is updated. Maybe I wasn't clear about the second question. I think.
So just second question is that there are some students who can have the parallel, so it means different studies. By while he was studying this EPLC, he can just have other courses elsewhere. So then we find his name and the qualification from EPLC, so we consider him like he has only one qualification from that EPLC, while he has the other qualification somewhere. So if there's any way that he can upload his CV, the total CV, so that we can recognize that he has other qualification besides the technical skill that he got from IPRCs.
Another thing that the system, the students who are captured here, first of all, we need to make sure that we are making sure that they have their unique identity. So someone can be David, maybe with David Mugome as my name, but this name could be applied to some other students. So, but once you have a unique identification, first of all, this system has to be linked with a national ID. So if I have my ID number that is the same person, whether I have this qualification from this school and another qualification from the other, so long as this uniquely identified, then I can always be traced. So I don't know whether this answers your question. But, yes, Principal.
Thank you. My name is Diogene Murindawi. I'm the principal of IPRS Kigali. I would like to ask the consultant, how friendly or user-friendly is the system? I think we have moved around the institution, and you have said that some of the head of the institution, the school, they have the access to the information. I don't know if they will be able maybe to change something or to add some modules. If maybe there's a certain training, it's not even only the school, even at the WDA, whenever they want to add the other modules. And you have moved around the school, you have seen the personnel who are there. According to your analysis, are we or the expert or the personnel which are in the school, they will be able to add some modules? And if not, what kind of advice would like to give to Tvet, different Tvet institutions?
To answer, those are a number of questions. To answer them, I would say the system, first of all, is fully owned by the WDA, which means that the source code and its modification is open to WDA and its affiliates. Now, that being said, if further functionality is required, more than what is currently offered, then the only orderly way would be to contact the WDA to work together with institutions to upgrade the system. Reason being that if there were a lot of actors doing it it would bring in other issues. Now, to answer you, yes, it can be upgraded, and there are schools that have the capacity and teams to improve on this, so we will provide support to the WDS, or we will continue working with the teams at the schools to build all the features that are required by the schools, but are probably at this moment not in the system. So it is upgradable, and it's very user-friendly. Both the upgrades, we used technologies that are very common locally. So, yes.
Thank you, Emma. Yeah, I think to be for the modules, it can't be the school. Yeah, but they can always give a recommendation, and then the technical team, the person who is an administrator, adds the module. But you can always give in your input, your request, and we look at it. But otherwise, each school is only have access to its own information regarding the school, and you can just adding information like teachers, students, or courses, but not adding the real module. Thank you.
Ezekiel Ngoboka from GIZ. How many are all the schools uploaded? Information for all the schools uploaded? If not, how many provinces have been uploaded? And of those provinces, let's say Kigali, can you demonstrate to us how many Tvet schools are in Kigali? One. How many courses do they offer? Each school. And how many trainers for each course, for each school? Is that information being captured yet for one particular region? Okay. If yes, please can you demonstrate?
Okay. Okay.
I think he wants a demonstration. Please.
Okay. Yeah, let's briefly go back to the system. Now, suffice to mention as we go into the presentation that we captured key information.
Can you try to zoom in?
Okay, let me just do that a bit. Is that better? Okay, yeah. So as I was mentioning, we have captured key data of the system, key operational data about the schools. Now, because different schools have been collecting different pieces of information, the levels of data entry will differ. But focusing on Kigali, we can see from our system here that so far in Kigali City, we have 71 schools, okay? So if I only select my Kigali City, I'll go and it will tell me that of the schools that we've captured in Kigali, those are the types and the district, the location-wise. So what I probably didn't mention in my presentation is that we have small numbers. We have small numbers. I don't know if you see this. My system summarizes for me. It tells me in this school these are the total staff I have. These are the total students I have, and then it also segregates them according to gender and etc. And okay, so it gives me that kind of information. Now, if I want to see, for example, the students that have been captured in the system, then I come to the students and okay. So I come to the students, and it will also show me how many students have been captured in Kigali City, how many per school, how many trainers per school, per gender. So you asked the question about the percentage. We've captured some information but it's still a process in progress. Here I can see. Okay, here I'm dealing with students. Okay, here I'm dealing with students, and it shows me that so far the data which has been entered, there are 23,000, more than 23,000, and also tells me of these. If I said for example, the IPRC Kigali, for example, then in there it would tell me if the course information was entered, then to segregate for me. Now, our key challenge, which is understandable, is that we are collecting so much information in so little time. But with the right information entered, all this is there. So some has been entered and some is in the process of being entered. Yep.
How many people have been trained to feed in data into the system, now talking school-wise? Because the primary data comes from the schools. So how many people from the schools have been trained so far? And what is in the pipeline to make sure that the rest are also trained?
Okay.
Yeah, we have trained over 311 people. These are people who have been trained for how to use to add data, but at the same time, we have had challenges. Because after training them, then we send them go and start uploading the data into the system. We invited each and every school, and we met for close to a week. But the process has been slow because after sending them, going back to the school, the process has been slow. You find that some have finished, but others are delaying. We've been trying to call them, please, your data is not well captured. Actually, some even would send it when it is not well captured, but also some schools have issues of internet connection. So because this thing is uploaded online. So you call someone, the internet's down, so we have not been having internet for a week, or we don't have internet. So those are some of the challenges we are meeting. Yeah.
Thank you. Actually, I wanted just to give a good experience of the advantage of this software. In my school, the staff, they have entered the information, and one time actually I wanted to get some information about the staff. Then I entered into the system and I got some information. But before, I used it just to call my director of administration just to look for the information, and it took like 3 hours. But now it can even take like 2 minutes. It's good, really.
Yeah, thanks. That's a good thing.
My name is Lambert from the Ministry of Youth and ICT. My question is about the security of the system. I want that you talk about security of the system, because I have been accessing this system on my phone, and the address bar, there are some parameters that are visible. For example, the school ID, if is 2 or 1, you can change it to 3 and get data through the address bar. I want that you talk about security features.
Emma, can you go ahead?
About the security, we've been working with the RDB IT security department to beef up our security. Now, because of the very stringent way because of the very stringent security that was required of all government applications, we had to find some kind of lessening the restrictions so that schools that are not able to access, schools that were not on fiber were not able to initially access the system. So we are still in the process of working with the security team to find the best security fit versus access. That being said, we are also in the process of procuring SSL certificates. These are security standards that are necessary for web-based systems like this. So in addition to that, we are also hosting the system in the National Data Center that already has world-class security. In addition to that, we've also built into the system some security features. So there is what is existing. We're also working with the national IT security team to further beef it up. We're also going to put all the things that are required for it to function well, and we'll continue improving. So it's a thing in process. We are working with them to improve.
Hello, my name is Christopher Marlar. I'm the director of the Africa Digital Media Academy. And could you just show me some of the capabilities of the system for creating reports? I don't know what a good example would be. Say, how many people graduated from the IPRCs in this past spring?
Okay. Let me go back to the system. Okay, so I could quickly want to see the people who have graduated from the IPRC, and basically these are my alumni, people who have gone through the system and graduated. Now, what I do is I come to my alumni. I come to my alumni tab, and once I'm there, I want to see, for example, the people who have graduated, for example, let's see the schools that have entered so much. Again, this is information schools are still entering, but I could say VTC St. Joseph Route 0, and when I select that, then I'll see that only 2 people have graduated, and I can actually see the exact graduation criteria because when they exit, there is the number of ways that they've done that. So I can say I'm only interested in those who have graduated, and those are only 2. So again, we should have mentioned that the system, with the more information that's entered, the more the usefulness of the system. So briefly, that's how you'd find it.
Let's take one last question from Madame Bertrand. Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it is a very, very important tool, and I imagine also that it will be very, very helpful now for all of us who is talking about TOTs, because I think you have the list of trainers, is it right, in the schools? So this would give us also possibility to say in the area of, I don't know, construction, electricity, we have so many teachers in so many schools, perhaps in public schools and also private schools. And then we could have very fast an idea at least how many teachers are there and who would perhaps be in the pool of those to be upgraded. And I imagine also we have private and public schools here. Is it right?
Yep.
Yeah? Yep. So this would be also possible to say like teachers for electricity in the whole country.
Yes.
And we could have an idea. Would it be possible?
Yeah.
Because I think it's something very, very important, because as we are talking so much about TOT, I think this would give us a very fast information. Is it right?
Yeah. Let's quickly do that. Yeah. Let's go through that. Okay. My information is not ready. The internet is my internet is not very fast. But if you can see from my filter panel, I have my trade stored. So I could say okay. I could say I choose, for example, let's see, I'm not sure where these are working, but you could filter them. You can filter them first, where are they located? If you want to see, for example, those who are, okay, sorry, my internet is acting up, but let's use this for example. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. This is the internet. But for example, I'm seeing these are, for example, Kigali IPRC stuff. And from here I can see in the system we have 366 staff. And of these, I'm able to see how many are qualified in what trade, how many are teaching what trade, and a lot of other key information. So I can say of those, I want to see, for example, only the males. So of the males teaching Polytechnic, then of the males in the IPRC, then I'm able to see how many are doing electronics and electrical technology, etc. Yeah, so it's able to answer the exact question that you've asked me. Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Please, let's give a hand clap to the presenter. Thank you very much. This was really exciting. I think, I don't know whether to take back the floor. And as I said, I think now it's a time to welcome our guest of honor to give us his marks on this important occasion. You're welcome, Chairman.
The Director General of WDA, the head of GIZ in Rwanda, the representative of COICA, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's with great pleasure that I welcome you to the official launch of the Tvet information system. As many of you are aware, this is an important activity which has been in the pipeline for a number of years. The need to have this system started with an operational need to have data collection tool which would enable the WDA conduct its operational processes, especially planning, in a way that was informed by concrete data and information. There was a further need that this information is current and presents the right picture of the status of Tvet in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, compounding this need was also the necessity to build the capacity and efficiency of Tvet providers in the country to efficiently and effectively manage their institutions. This meant that there was a need to provide them with the right tools, with the rate of ICT development in Rwanda, especially with the massive commitment and investments that the government has put into the ICT and education sector in particular, the WDA found it fitting to provide a school management system to the schools. It's against this background that the WDA undertook this enormous task of coming up with the Tvet information system. This system is built on 3 key fundamental design aspects which have been ably explained by the consultant, and I will not go through that. But more importantly, it has created a platform on which information can be easily accessed in real time by different stakeholders and users. And the system will allow policymakers to access information that can inform the policies, as well as those who want to make reports, even researchers, to access information that they need anytime they want to carry out carry out whatever activities or plans that they want to carry out. Today, we present such a system which has been in the works, but is now ready for launch, which I think we've just done in a short while ago. Ladies and gentlemen, as we launch today, a number of supplementary key activities have taken place, including the capacity building of over 350 school managers and representatives across the country, presentations and demonstrations to most of our key stakeholders, as well as incorporating their valuable feedback to further enrich the system. Of this, we want to thank the senior management team at the Ministry of Education, WDA staff, other government of Rwanda agencies, development partners, as well as a number of school managers. We would also like to thank all our stakeholders and development partners, especially those from the TA or the Technical Assistance Team, Pool Fund, for graciously partnering with us to fund this important project, as well as the NUFIC project for providing assistance towards the capacity building of school managers. As an important system, we want to stay current and useful to all its stakeholders. The WDA will continue to upgrade it to meet the ever-changing operational needs of its key stakeholders. Whenever necessary, we will also continually build the capacity of the schools to ensure that they fully utilize the capacities of the system. This capacity will include both infrastructural needs necessary to utilize the system, such as computers and acceptable internet connections, as well as training on the new features, which will be added from time to time. Finally, we would want to thank everybody for their immense guidance and support in ensuring that this project has come to a successful conclusion. I thank you all and have a very nice weekend.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Those are very wonderful remarks for this particular occasion. I think I will this again to thank everybody who has been with us. We are yet to move to another exciting agenda. We have a cocktail outside here, and we are having entertainers who are people from one of the school, a school that is a music school in Nyundo. That's also a Tvet school. So we are exposing Tvet today. The people have forgotten to thank a team that you are seeing here. These are not a CNN crew, but these are people from a school called ADMA, which is also a Tvet school. So these are students who are, so they are not either CNN or Al Jazeera, but they are our students. So Tvet is on the course. So, and as we go out, enjoying our drink, you will be entertained by also our students from a music school of Nyundo. So we thank you all, and please, next time we call you up, we always need you for your support. Thank you very much. I think, give a hand clap. So I think it's time now, please, Chairman. Yeah. So everybody will be joining our guest of honor and the DG for a drink. And this, today being a Friday, I think, you know what?